Elephant lies in bed. Lights off. Room quiet. Body tired, but brain loud. Elephant says, just sleep. Brain says, wait, remember that embarrassing thing from 3 years ago? Elephant flips the pillow. Okay, forget that. Sleep now. Brain replies, also tomorrow's meeting, what if everything goes wrong? Suddenly the night becomes a thinking marathon. Past mistakes. Future worries. Random problems that didn't exist 5 minutes ago. Elephant isn't resting. Elephant is hosting a midnight conference inside his head. And the strange part? The more Elephant tries to stop thinking, the louder the thoughts become. Overthinking feels like a broken radio stuck on maximum volume. So why does Elephant's brain start racing exactly when it's supposed to rest? And more importantly, how can Elephant calm the mind without fighting it all night? Because the real solution isn't forcing the brain to be quiet.
I can't do this anymore.
The real solution is giving the brain a better routine before sleep.
This is all too much!
Tonight, Elephant discovers a night routine that slowly turns the noise down and finally lets the mind breathe. Before Elephant fixes overthinking, Elephant discovers something surprising. Overthinking doesn't actually start at night. It starts during the day. Elephant spends the whole day running, working, scrolling, worrying, solving problems, and reacting to everything in the jungle. But Elephant never gives the brain time to slow down. So when the lights turn off, the brain finally says, okay, now it's my turn. All the unfinished thoughts, emotions, and worries that Elephant ignored during the day suddenly rush back at night. It's like Elephant locked 100 noisy monkeys in a room all day, and at night someone opens the door. Chaos. This is why the brain becomes loud exactly when Elephant wants peace. The brain isn't trying to torture Elephant. The brain is trying to process everything Elephant never processed earlier. Scientists call this mental residue leftover thoughts that never got cleared. And if Elephant wants quiet nights, Elephant must first learn how to empty the mind before bed. Not by forcing silence, but by giving the brain a place to release the noise. Elephant's first discovery is simple but powerful: the brain hates unfinished thoughts. When Elephant goes to bed with 10 worries, 5 plans, and 3 regrets still floating around, the brain refuses to shut down. It keeps replaying everything like a broken movie. So Elephant creates a small ritual called the brain dump. Before bed, Elephant opens a notebook and writes down everything inside the mind. Not perfectly. Not organized. Just everything. Tomorrow's task, that awkward conversation, the bill I forgot, the idea for next week. 1 page. Maybe 2. Elephant isn't solving the problems tonight. Elephant is simply moving them out of the head and onto paper. Something strange happens after this. The brain relaxes. Because the brain finally feels safe letting go. It knows the thoughts are stored somewhere. Not lost. Not forgotten. This tiny habit turns the mind from a chaotic jungle into a quiet storage room. And suddenly, the night becomes a little calmer. But Elephant soon realizes writing thoughts isn't enough, because another enemy of sleep is still hiding in the room. Elephant finishes the brain dump and feels lighter. But something strange still happens. The moment Elephant turns off the light, the mind wakes up again. New thoughts appear from nowhere. Why? Elephant discovers the second enemy of sleep, the glowing screen. Just before bed, Elephant was scrolling, watching videos, and checking messages. It felt relaxing. But the brain saw something different. The bright blue light told Elephant's brain, hey, it's still daytime. Stay alert. Instead of preparing for sleep, the brain stayed in problem-solving mode. Dopamine spikes. Attention jumps. Thoughts multiply. Overthinking grows stronger. So Elephant creates a new rule called the digital sunset. 1 hour before sleep, all screens rest. Phone goes face down. No endless scrolling. No late night drama. At first Elephant's brain protests, just one more video. But slowly something changes. Without the screen noise, the brain begins to slow down naturally. The mind stops chasing stimulation. And for the first time, the room feels quieter, not just outside, but inside Elephant's head too. With the phone gone and the thoughts written down, Elephant notices something new. The room is quiet, but the body is still tense. Shoulders tight. Breathing shallow. Heart a little restless. Elephant realizes overthinking isn't only in the mind, it also lives in the body. When the body stays in stress mode, the brain assumes danger is still around. And a brain that senses danger refuses to sleep. So Elephant adds a small step to the night routine: slow breathing. Nothing complicated. Elephant sits on the bed and breathes in slowly for 4 seconds, then breathes out for 6. Again. And again. Each breath tells the nervous system, the jungle is safe tonight. After a few minutes, the body softens. Heart rate slows. Shoulders drop. Thoughts lose their sharp edges. Overthinking begins to fade, not because Elephant forced the mind to stop, but because the body finally feels calm enough to rest. The brain listens to the body more than words. Calm body, calm mind. But Elephant soon discovers another hidden trigger that keeps the brain awake longer than it should. Elephant's mind is calmer now, but sleep still doesn't come immediately. Instead, the brain starts replaying conversations, mistakes, and awkward moments from the day. Why did I say that? What if they misunderstood? Overthinking loves these little memories. Elephant realizes something important: the brain hates unfinished emotions just as much as unfinished tasks. If the day ends with frustration, guilt, or stress still inside, the brain keeps revisiting those moments all night. So Elephant adds another step to the routine: 3 small reflections. Before bed, Elephant writes 3 simple things: 1 good thing that happened today, 1 lesson learned, and 1 thing to improve tomorrow. This tiny reflection closes the day properly. The brain stops scanning for mistakes because it already processed them. Instead of replaying the past all night, the mind quietly accepts the day and moves on. Elephant isn't pretending the day was perfect. Elephant is simply giving the brain permission to finish it. And when the brain feels the day is complete, it finally starts preparing for something it loves even more: deep rest. Elephant's mind is quieter now, but there's still one small problem. The brain keeps searching for stimulation. It's used to constant noise, scrolling, videos, messages, endless information. When everything suddenly becomes silent, the brain feels bored, and boredom can invite overthinking back. So Elephant adds a gentle step to the routine: quiet input. Instead of screens, Elephant opens a calm book. Nothing intense. Just something simple and slow. Reading a few pages gives the brain something soft to focus on. Not exciting enough to wake it up, but engaging enough to stop the mind from wandering into worry loops. Scientists call this a mental landing strip, a calm activity that helps the brain transition from busy mode to sleep mode. After 10 or 15 minutes, Elephant notices the eyes getting heavy. Sentences start repeating. Focus fades. That's not failure. That's the brain saying, "Okay, now we're ready." Elephant closes the book, turns off the lamp, and lets the mind drift naturally toward sleep. But the routine still has one final secret that makes everything work even better. Elephant is finally close to solving the overthinking problem, but there is one last piece most people ignore: the environment. The brain doesn't just react to thoughts, it reacts to the room around it. A bright, messy, noisy space tells the brain to stay alert. So Elephant makes a small adjustment. The lights become softer. The room becomes cooler. The bed is cleared of clutter. Nothing dramatic, just simple signals that say, this place is for rest. Elephant even keeps a glass of water beside the bed and sets the alarm before lying down, so there's no reason to get up again. These tiny changes remove distractions that could restart the thinking loop. The brain loves patterns. When the same calm environment appears every night, the brain slowly learns a new rule: this space means sleep. Over time, just entering the room begins to trigger relaxation automatically. Elephant isn't fighting overthinking anymore. Elephant is quietly training the brain to switch off. And now, the routine is almost complete. After a few nights of this routine, Elephant notices something surprising. The thoughts haven't completely disappeared, but they no longer control the night. Sometimes a worry still appears. A memory still pops up. But instead of wrestling with it, elephant lets the thought pass like a cloud in the sky. This becomes elephant's final mental rule: don't fight thoughts, watch them. When the brain tries to start another overthinking spiral, elephant simply notices it and returns to slow breathing. No arguments. No frustration. Because the strange truth is this: the more elephant fights a thought, the stronger it becomes. But when elephant stops feeding it attention, the thought slowly fades on its own. Overthinking survives on resistance. Calm attention quietly starves it. Night after night, elephant practices this simple habit. And gradually, the brain learns that bedtime is not the moment for solving problems. Bedtime is the moment for letting them go. And that's when elephant finally experiences something rare and powerful: peaceful sleep. Elephant didn't defeat overthinking in one dramatic night. It happened slowly, one small habit at a time. First, elephant emptied the mind with a brain dump. Then came the digital sunset to quiet the noise. Slow breathing calmed the body. Reflection closed the day. A calm book guided the brain toward rest. And a peaceful environment trained the mind to relax.
Time to check my tasks for today.
None of these steps
First,
were huge.
eat leaves.
But together, they
Nah,
created
check.
something powerful,
I'm
a
so
system.
excited for this
Overthinking
mission.
stopped feeling like an enemy
Let's
and
go
started
on
looking
an
like a signal, a
adventure.
sign that the brain needed a better routine. And now, most nights, elephant lies down, breath slows, thoughts fade, and sleep arrives naturally. No battles. No midnight conferences. Just quiet rest. Because peaceful sleep isn't luck. It's something the mind learns through small, consistent habits. So tonight, elephant follows the same routine again. And the brain already knows what that means. The jungle grows silent, and the mind finally sleeps. Elephant says, if this routine helped you understand overthinking, leave a like and subscribe. It keeps the jungle calm. Crescent Moon Elephant.